What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 27th of April today. Yes, the 27th. We closed yesterday basically right where we opened it, 0.04% to the downside. Crazy neutral day, right? Over the weekend, it's actually pretty normal, so it's not that crazy, I guess. It is Sunday, last day of the week. Right now, we're sitting at about $94.3 thousand here. Last day of the week right now, coming up on the end of the month. 3 days, 22 hours left. Fun fact, we also are coming up on the end of our 2-month period. It's not the end of our 3-month period, though, right now. Yeah. Anyways, the goal over the next 4 days, 3 days, 22 hours, 21 hours, whatever it is, the goal is to get Bitcoin, up to about $102.4 thousand. We want to get it, we want to get up here, we want to close the month in 3 days, 22 hours, up there, above there, and bullishly engulf the entire damn consolidation phase. Now, if we don't get that, I want to just be frank here. This is a very positive candle right now. As it stands, this is an absurdly bullish candle as it stands. Absolutely it is. But I just think that would be fantastic if we had something like that. Anyways, looking at this here on a monthly time frame, looking at the RSI, we have a double bottom off of the 60. Very, very positive signal. Oftentimes it is. If we look back at last cycle here, that was enough to get us going to a kind of double top, right? We had a very nice pump up here. It wasn't nice because it didn't grow too much, but from a low to a high, we did see 139% pump, right? What I mean by is it didn't grow, it didn't exceed, right? We didn't continue there, but 139% pump from this opportunity that we had bouncing off the 60 on a monthly. This monthly pump that we had here from a low to a high, that was an overall 120% pump. This one, I would assume, is going to be of a similar magnitude, if not even larger than the last one that we had. 126%, 130%, 140%, something in that area. $170,000 to $180,000 is where I think we're going to go whenever it comes time to getting into the overbought zone on the monthly RSI here, okay? For looking at this on a weekly time frame, same kind of idea, but on a different side of the spectrum. We're bouncing off of the 40 now. The last couple of times we bounced off the 40 have sent us to the overbought zone. Here was the low area of this consolidation phase right before we broke out, and right there in this area, that's where we were at these lows in the RSI. Here was the low area of this entire consolidation phase right before we were ready to break out, and that is exactly where we were in the RSI. Right here is the low area of this consolidation phase right before we're about to break out, and that's exactly where we were in the RSI. Time and time again throughout this whole bull cycle is how it's been. I don't know if we've done this, right? Is that a common thing that we did last cycle too? Not really. And the cycle before you held the 50. So each cycle is kind of different on the weekly RSI. Don't count on this being the case next cycle. In fact, I guess statistically speaking, it's most likely that we wouldn't see this behavior next cycle. It'll be at a different level. But maybe we can remember that. Maybe this will be a resistance point in the bear market. Who knows? It'll be like a, instead of finding support here, we'll be finding resistance there time and time again. Who knows? Anyways, just a thought there. I would assume, completing the thought, that we continue going up into the overbought zone. Now, if we look at the weekly RSI, once we get into the overbought zone, I want to put a vertical line there, right? Not here, we're right before the overbought zone, but here, we're in the overbought zone, okay? Same thing over here, not before it, but just once we get into it, right there, okay? So from here and onward, once you got overbought, was it done? No, you still grew for months, literally months, you continued to grow. Whenever you got overbought here, was it done? No, you still continued to grow for over a month right there, right? So it was the beginning, just the beginning. Here we are beginning this move up. We haven't even gotten into the overbought zone. We're really not even beginning with our breakout move yet, right? We still have likely over a month, if not multiple months left of this move before Bitcoin's taking a break, before it gets tired and it needs to rest up a bit, right? I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Yes. Okay, good. The mic is on. You never know. The video's off to a good start. It would suck if I had to restart it now, but hey, so you got to do what you got to do. 3-day time frame here, 3-day RSI looking pretty bullish, bouncing off the oversold zone. The last time we bounced off the oversold zone, we had a pretty positive reaction as well, right? It wasn't at the absolute low, and neither was this one whenever we bounced off the oversold zone, to be fair. But inevitably toward the end of the consolidation phase, and it did lead us to getting into overbought areas where we saw some stronger movements. Here, when you got overbought, it was right here. This was the beginning of that kind of final stretch of this move. The move arguably started back here, or maybe even at the low, however you want to look at it, but it really got going on that right there. So as much fun as it's been right now, from a low to a high, we've pumped up about 30% for Bitcoin. We haven't even gotten overbought on the 3-day. nor the weekly, nor the monthly. These are very significant time frames, and the overbought zone is the area that we have the most fun. It's where we see the most growth. So I'm really excited for the days, the weeks ahead. Right, the monthly time frame takes a lot of time. The weekly time frame takes a lot of time, and the 3-day time frame takes a lot of time as well. The weeks and the months ahead are going to be bullish, and we're not even in those strong readings yet. Daily RSI is in the overbought zone, if it'll load, right? We are in the overbought zone right now, and we're just slowly building higher. Now, if today closes red, it is a Sunday, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Sundays are kind of a 50-50 this cycle. Sometimes they're a big deal, sometimes they're just duds. And the weekend, that's kind of how it is most of the time. If we do see a dud today, if we see a little bit of a red day, maybe we cool off on this RSI and then we get ready to pump. We bounce right off the overbought zone. Very common to do. Very normal behavior when dealing with the daily time frame, although we don't really see it here. Kind of right there, but not. You don't really see it anywhere else. Let's see if right there, that's a good example. Even a little bit out of it there, that's a fine example as well. Kind of right there. Something like this. Yes. It doesn't happen too often, right? Apparently not this cycle. Right there. That's more what I was looking for. Something like this. I don't know. If we can cool off or bounce off the overbought zone by getting a couple red days here, or today being a red day with somewhat of a drawback, I think that would be good. It's not necessary. We don't have to go down here. I just like the idea because we've been overbought for a little bit. If we could cool off, that gives us more reason or more room to run whenever we do start running. All in all, being here at about $94,000, I don't think we have a lot lower to go. I'm assuming, and I am assuming here, okay, this is not a fact what I'm about to say, but I'm assuming a lot of people are expecting Bitcoin to go back to its prior areas of resistance. Prior areas of resistance here, somewhere between about $88,500 to $85,500. I bet a lot of people have that ticket written, but I don't expect that we're going to have that, right? I think the very reason, the reason why I don't expect it is the very reason why everybody is expecting it, right? Everybody's expecting this because it's so obvious, right? But that's why I'm not expecting it, is because I think a lot of people are expecting us to have a pullback because that's what Bitcoin does whenever it moves up. But we're in this kind of traumatized scenario. This atmosphere with Bitcoin has been very unforgiving. Every pump we get, no matter how good it's been, every pump has pulled back, every single pump, and eventually led to lower lows. So even if we are looking higher, even if you've gotten over the trauma of the bearishness, and you're like, okay, we are going to build higher, you might have some leftover trauma thinking, well, every pump gets sold into anyways, and it would make a lot of sense to go back here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. We could go to 89,000, 86,000, 85,000. We could go to any of those prices and still be fine. Bitcoin would be fine. But the reason why I don't expect that to happen is simply because I think a lot of people are expecting it to happen because it's an obvious move. And Bitcoin doesn't really do the obvious thing. It tends to leave people wondering and not so much doing what they expect it to do. So looking at the 4-hour time frame, that's my whole theory there. But if we're looking at this, if we're being fair on the daily, from a low to a high, you go to 87,000, you go to 82,000. That's the golden ratio. I don't think you go to either of those numbers, but just if that happens, we'll probably get a sweep in all of our favorite altcoins. But anyways, looking at the 4-hour time frame, a little bit bearish, yes. Rolling over, bearish divergence, yes, indeed. That's kind of what's stopping you here. I think you are having that bearish divergence play out. And if it is playing out, and I think that it is playing out, the divergence formed here, right, with this high, and that was all the way back here. Oh, I guess it wouldn't form, because if it formed with that high there, which technically that's this high, right? The very high of this RSI is right here. So it wouldn't be bearish divergence from there because you already pulled back. You had your bearish divergence already. So it would be maybe from here where you haven't pulled back yet. But here's the thing. You pulled back to where the divergence formed already. Now what you have, while it looks like bearish divergence on the 4-hour, and everybody who thinks they're smart probably is looking at this and saying, haha, bearish divergence. I have the proof. We're going to go to zero now. Look at this shooting star, bearish hammer, whatever you want to call it. It's not a shooting star technically. It is, that would be a bearish hammer, bearish engulfing candle, whatever you want to call it. People are focusing on that, but what they're probably not focusing on is the fact that the RSI has lower lows, yes, with higher lows in the price. That's hidden bullish divergence. And it's actually a really good thing. And it happens, it oftentimes occurs in consolidation phases like this whenever you're moving up and then you continue to rip. That's kind of the name of the game right there. So, a lot of people might think that they have something special to the bearish effect because of this bearish divergence, but I want to say, if you're weighing in on that, if you think that bearish divergence means anything, I'm here to tell you it really does not. Actually, it really Really, really does not. Can I get rid of this? I just placed that here. I don't. Can I get rid of it? Is there a way to? Okay, there we go. Oh no, it's still there. Damn it. Can I? It's still there. I don't know. I really don't know how to get rid of it. I like double click it. I don't know. I'll just figure that out. Maybe I'll reset this whenever I'm done. But anyways. Let's see. Is it this? No, I don't know. I really don't know how I put that on there. It's kind of crazy. I can't move it or anything. Anyways, $94,300 now. I do not expect that we're going to see prices. I really do not expect that we'll see prices below $90,000 again. I think that we will stay above 92K. We're gonna mess around, and it could be as early as today. We're already down on Bitcoin. We're down. Why it won't lock? It won't let me see the percentage over here. I'm gonna refresh this. This is annoying and confusing. I don't even know how I set that up, let alone how to take it off. What was I gonna say? It wouldn't surprise me if today we're only down 0.4%. If today closed green, and even if it does close red, that's fine. Tomorrow, Monday, or maybe it is Tuesday. Maybe it is Tuesday that we start to move up. I actually have a strong suspicion. There's a lot of charts on the 4-hour that do point to Tuesday being a good day to move up. If not Monday, maybe a little bit earlier, but we'll see. So I'm not worried. Be boring, Bitcoin. It's the weekend, whatever. Maybe we make a move today, and if not, we've got tomorrow. So that's really all I have to say. We went over all the key metrics. I don't really think that we need to go over anything else. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. It really wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin moved a little bit lower from here, right? Especially off of this fresh move, this fresh candle here. But look, there's a lack of volume. All the volume comes in whenever we're moving up. I mean, here you had a little bit of volume on the downside, and you did move lower, but even then you still didn't move too much lower. Here, there's just a complete absence of volume. It's just not here. Even whenever you're providing a very strong candle like this, is actually not that strong. It's not even a percent to the downside, but it's big compared to anything else that we've seen on an hourly basis. Anyways, I digress. I'm just saying, if we were to go lower to like 93K, maybe even 92,000 something, that's fine. But I don't think we go below 92K. And even if we do, we're fine. Okay. Inevitably, Bitcoin is working its way up to new all-time highs. I expect by the end of this month, we will see prices that are well above 100K. We're looking for prices above 102.4 thousand by the end of the month. And if not, high all-time highs, new all-time highs. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.